kind of like it. Where did my fucking... What is... Enable script? Okay, whatever. We'll do it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see here. Why is this not popping out? There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude. Okay, so welcome to the What's Left Sports Podcast. We are covering some fantasy football today, but first, it is Monday, August 3rd. We all know first Monday of August is always the trade deadline in the MLB, and we've already got some things happening in the MLB today. So I'm going to start there, but first I have to share something here with my brother. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. I think this is the right one. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So... So, we have to start it off. I mean, we're Mariners fans around here. All right, that's my team. We just went to Seattle for a game yesterday. We won 7-6. Couldn't believe we won that game. I was shocked, to be honest.
We almost blew it.
We almost blew it.
We were up 6-0 until the 8th inning, and then they got 5. They got 5 on us when our relievers came in.
Yep.
And then our closer came in and tossed one pitch and got a home run hit on him. So then it got tied up. But we closed it out with Colt hitting a ground ball through the defense, and they put their left fielder on the between first and second base. So they had 3 people covering that, and he still hit it right to them, and it went right past him, and that was the walk-off game winner. It was awesome. Honestly,
it was awesome. I got to see one of my favorite players for the Mariners right now walk off his first game, which was so sick.
And we were first 20,000 there, so we got like 6 of the Julio. What was it? The Julio Rodriguez Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a Julio Rodriguez Nintendo collab. So it had like the Super Mario Brothers like mushroom, the toadstool. It had the toadstool, and he was carrying it around, on the bobblehead. Really cool. So sick.
They're really cool. So we have like between our family, I think we have like 6 of them right now. So,
yeah,
pretty awesome.
We also got to see Cal Raleigh hit a 3-run home run as a righty, which is really cool. I've never seen Cal Raleigh hit a home run in real life, so I had to give him the claw like he does when he's rounding second base. So, yeah, really cool experience overall. Really good game. If you like having a heart attack in the 8th inning, at least.
Yeah, true.
So, we do have some news, though, about the trade deadline for the MLB at the moment for the Mariners. So, to start it off, the Mariners trade for the Orioles outfielder, Taylor Ward. This happened 3 hours ago. This happened 34 minutes ago. The trade deadline happens at, if I'm not mistaken, MLB trade deadline is at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern time, so it's at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, Mariners acquired Taylor Ward. It's a right-handed bat that is hitting really, really well against lefties. So we need that. We need that really, really bad. We are having trouble, and we ended up trading right-handed reliever Alex Hoppe, and then 2 minor league pitchers who are not top prospects to Baltimore. Baltimore needs help in their pitching staff, so, sad to see Alex Hoppe go. I thought his story was awesome, but, this is business, this is baseball, this is how it all works. So, low leverage reliever for and 2 low leverage pitchers for 1 potentially really good right-handed hitting outfielder, especially one that he's gonna be a rental. His contract, he doesn't have any club control, so we're taking over his contract, and it's tough because Randy also is a contract year. This is a walk year for Randy Arozarena. So, and this is where Taylor Ward plays. He plays left field. So, and he's 32. You know, I don't know, man. It's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting. It's an interesting trade. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. To be honest with you, he's definitely gonna be a lefty, um, platoon guy, which I know Dan loves to put in righties against lefties. I don't think that this is going to work. To be honest with you, I'm not super excited about this trade. I think that this trade also probably gives us an insight into what might happen later today, because the best closer in baseball is for sale in Mason Miller, and I think the Mariners want him really bad. However, the San Diego Padres.
We need him, don't we? I mean,
No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do.
You don't think so? I mean,
Nope.
we do. All right. I mean, I feel like our pitching has been bad.
Our pitching has been subpar. However, our closing pitching.
Other than like Kirby, I guess. Like Kirby, I mean, we saw yesterday he shut the team out for 8 innings.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like I don't know why we would need him when we have one of the best closers in the MLB. We have really good high leverage guys as well. I mean, yesterday you got a really bad sample size for them because none of them had any days rest, and that's a big thing that you have to consider when it comes to relief pitchers, is that they need good rest. And that was Andres Munoz's third day in a row pitching, where the day before he had just pitched 2 innings, which is really, really rare for a closer to do in a game, right? It was solely because, I mean, we needed to win that game, and he won us that game. I would say the price for Mason Miller is too high for the Mariners, because it's probably going to cost us Andres Munoz. It's probably going to cost us Randy Arozarena, and it's probably going to cost us one high A prospect. And that high A prospect, I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to want Cade Anderson. And I can't justify them trading Cade Anderson. He's too good. We just traded yesterday. We just got Luis Castillo out of the rotation. We got him out. He's with the White Sox now. And for us to kind of eliminate like another pitcher that is coming up that would have a lot of club control, that would be here for a long time, and is like really, really good, I think it would be a brain dead decision. And I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I do want to kind of adjust a little bit to talking about just the MLB in general right now, because the Dodgers are kind of ruining it. In my opinion, they're paying too many good players too much, and no one can keep up.
Wait, before you go into it, let's just kind of go over the like sheet that they have going on right now, right? Like they have, the Dodgers are over 1.1 billion in deferred money, and they're gonna be paying people for like years upon years to come. So like Ohtani's getting paid till 2043, Betts is getting paid till 2044, then Snell is until 2046, Freeman until 2040, Will Smith until 2043, Kyle Tucker until 2045, Tommy Edman until 2044, Hernandez until 2039, Tanner Scott until 2039, and Edwin Diaz until 2047. This can't happen. Like, this needs to be outlawed. Like, having deferred payments that far into the future when you don't have a salary cap to like rein in your spending, this is unacceptable. And this is, I don't know. I just feel like this is actually just a pay to win scheme that's going on right now.
It 100% is. It is an absolute pay to win scheme, and it's not only pay to win, it is pay to win over a 50-year period. I'm like,
Mhm.
for me, you just can't do that. It's not fair to the players, and it's also not fair to the other teams in the league, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
you can't just have a big market team come in. Like, obviously, you know, LA is going to be a bigger market than, like the Florida Marlins or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or like the Padres or, Colorado. So it's like, you can't, you can't just like have them make all the money and then spend all the money on their team because they're just going to keep winning. And it's not really going to be competitive. And this is where the MLB goes to die, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think you can have this happen.
Yeah, I think that is true. I think that is absolutely true. Yeah, it's really gonna be a sad day because if the lockout happens and we can't come to a resolution, that's going to really suck for the MLB because I don't think the players are gonna play until they figure it out over here.
Well, isn't I mean, the solution's like pretty easy. It's just you need a salary cap, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And well, there's a couple other things, but
But that would solve it. Like just doing that for next year,
yeah.
I think would solve a lockout issue.
Mm.
Like, yeah, there's more problems to come, but I think just that could solve a lockout.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct about that. I think it could too.
I don't understand like why the template's already there
Yeah.
for the MLB, and like they really don't have to do a ton of planning around it because they already have the template from the NFL. So I don't really understand why this can't just be implemented really fast. And it's probably because the biggest market teams don't want it to happen
Yeah.
because they want to keep winning.
And also,
But
I would also
you
add
have to be competitive.
I would also add in, yes, they need a salary cap. I think they need a salary floor as well. Teams
Hmm.
have to spend a certain amount of money to be competitive in the league, so
Yeah.
that tanking is not necessarily like just the strategy if you're bad. You know, like fan bases want to see their teams do well. They don't
Hmm.
just want to see their team just roll over and die.
Yeah.
Because it is, I mean, it's really, really sad. It's really annoying. And also, like, it kind of sucks.
The other thing too is that I don't think this is too crazy to do a salary cap just for the teams in the MLB. Because the bigger market teams will still have the advantage just because of the amount of prospects that they can kind of develop. Because I don't think the salary cap is going to affect really like the minor league salaries, right? Like
Yeah.
the bigger market teams are still going to be able to develop more prospects, but it will it'll even the playing field for the whole MLB. Once you get up to the major leagues,
Mm-hmm.
and
So,
also it would have to the big market teams would also have to incentivize prospects from not leaving their team to go to like a smaller market team. I think that's also a good thing. Like the
mm-hmm.
LA Dodgers could be, developing a prospect, but then all of a sudden it's like he knows he's good enough to go up into the MLB, but the Dodgers can't pay another player because they're going to be over their salary cap. So that would offer him or them to go into a different market. They could go into the Rockies or the Marlins or the White Sox or wherever if if those teams like believe that he can make it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um,
it's not only about like just the salary cap, it's also about like prospects, and the bigger markets have to retain their prospects, and that's going to be harder as well.
it certainly will be. And if you're a team like the Mariners, for example, smaller market team, but you're consistently doing better than you have perennially. It's easier for you to keep your prospects because you're not paying everybody as much money as, say, the Dodgers are. Where if you're the Dodgers, you want all this like high end talent, and you're trading away all your prospects. You're trading away all your money for those prospects. It just kind of fizzles out a little bit.
Yeah.
I will also add, so apparently, according to the Seattle Times, industry sources in Seattle do not intend to trade Randy Arozarena. The Mariners intend to keep him in Seattle, at least until the end of the season. Considering he's a free agent, I don't really see them trade. I don't really see them like re-signing him this offseason, unfortunately. But it looks like Randy's going to stay in Seattle for the rest of the season. And with Taylor Ward, his on base percentage is insanely good. His power is way down from recent years, but he gets on base like crazy. This
Well,
is
Randy too. Like he's
yeah,
.282 batting average. I mean, that's pretty good,
it is
right?
very good. Yes,
So
exactly.
that's like a lot to give up.
So the thing is, Taylor Ward hasn't played any position except for left field since 2022. This, I think, is a very good indicator that you're not going to see Randy Arozarena in the outfield very much the rest of the season. I think you're going to see Taylor Ward come in against lefties. You're going to see Taylor Ward then be the left fielder against lefties. And then you're going to see Randy Arozarena DH. And you're going to see Dom Canzone, considering his power and his track record this season against lefties as a lefty hitter, lefty on lefty. You're going to see him be in right field more consistently. Which I do like because I think that he has earned that spot. I think he's earned a spot in the starting lineup. It's going to be then on days where Cal is catching and there's a righty pitching, that is then going to be, let's see, probably Victor Robles playing. I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting one, but it's. I think at the same time, with the trade deadline looming today, I think Refsnyder is also going to probably, they're going to try to deal Refsnyder at least. And I think they're going to try to deal Victor Robles too, because there's not really a spot for him on the team. As much as I like Victor Robles, I just don't think that we don't need another right fielder. We have 4 of them on the team right now. So I don't know. If there's anything that you can guarantee that's going to happen today, I think it's going to be one of the Mariners, the right fielders, to be traded to clear a roster spot for the Mariners. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with the rest of the day though, because it's gonna be a long day of potential trade candidates being traded. There's still a lot of day left too, so you know, um, we'll see. We will
Are we
see.
shifting? Are we shifting to NFL?
Yeah, I think let's shift to the NFL.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep open my tabs right now for the MLB just in case a trade does happen. Um, but yeah, let's shift over to our football talk. Give me just a second. MLB trade deadline. I'm just going to put that up here. Tracker put up and make sure that this doesn't play any sound. It will not. Okay.
I mean, okay. So first thing I got, I mean, it's gonna be obviously as a Chiefs fan, we're gonna talk about the Chiefs. So, in the Chiefs training camp, we got Cyrus Allen getting hurt at training camp. Uh, but they confirmed that it was only a bone bruise on the shin. What did you think about that? Did you see him getting going off the field? Because I mean, a bone bruise on the shin, and then he was not able to walk off the
I
field.
have not seen that clip, so let's check it out. Cyrus
He
Allen injury.
Yeah, he was getting helped by 2 trainers off the field. He couldn't put any weight on his foot, and then he
Mm-hmm.
was actually carted off to the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I've never. I don't think I've ever experienced a severe bone bruise on my shin before, but it seems odd that he wouldn't have been able to get off the field off his own weight if it was just a bone bruise.
Yeah.
The little bit of an armchair doctor there, but like I thought it was going to be a lot more serious than that.
Uh,
But I think he still could be out
it's
for a bit.
possible if it's just a bone bruise. Sometimes it really does hurt that much, and sometimes you just gotta fight it.
Yeah,
And it's so you just gotta stay off of it. I don't know. Again, armchair doctor. I have experienced bone bruises where I can't walk, but I've also experienced bone bruises where I could just still do everything. I think it depends on where it is. It also depends on how aggressive it is. So,
yeah,
I
but on
mean,
his shin,
yeah, on the shin is tough.
the shin is interesting
Alcohol and
because I guess it would hurt to put because all your weight kind of goes there.
Yeah.
And it's not distributed very well. So maybe
Mhm.
that was why he couldn't get off the field. I do think he'll still be out for a couple days. So obviously that gives room for his college teammate Jeff Caldwell to come on and maybe make a little bit of headway. If you don't remember who Jeff Caldwell is, he's the guy that is the second. He was the second highest graded athlete in combine history, behind I believe it was Megatron.
Oh, damn.
So
Okay.
he has a lot of development to do in route running and things like that from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So he could have a chance here to kind of make a name for himself so he can get on the 53-man roster.
Mhm.
Hopefully he does. I think there's more upside to him than there is with pretty much any of our other fringe wide receiver guys that are gonna make the 53-man roster. So I'm kind of excited to see if we get any clips of Jeff Caldwell next week, making plays. The other thing I'm seeing here is, what are the odds that you think that K9 gets 300 touches this year?
I think they're pretty high, honestly. As long as you don't see the likes of the what rookie am I thinking of here? What is the rookie running back that they got?
From Arkansas.
Yeah, Kansas City. Let's see. What is this fucking Brashard Smith?
No,
Emmett Johnson?
Emmett Johnson.
As long as you don't see Emmett Johnson getting a whole bunch of touches, um, as well, like kind of, I could, you know what? I'm gonna take this back. I can see Kenneth Walker getting those touches. However, if Emmett Johnson turns into a situation like Bashal Tootin has been over the past 2 years with Travis Etienne, I do think that it would be better for Kenneth Walker to get somewhere around like 250 touches as opposed to
Yeah.
300 because of his injury concerns, because of his injury history, and because of his longevity as a Chief. You want him to not get 300 touches a season. As everyone
It's
knows, I have a theory.
yeah.
If you get 300 touches a season, you're getting injured the next season. That's just a fact.
It's really hard for me to imagine an Andy Reid offense where a running back is getting 300 carries.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen, like at all. I think the closest we've got to that is Kareem Hunt in 2017, his rookie year.
Yeah.
I don't even think he got that close.
But isn't this one of those things, though, with this Chiefs team at least, where you're like, you could see this happening just because of the wide receivers that you have and for where this team is now?
Yeah. I mean, Kareem Hunt. So yeah, 2017, Kareem Hunt had 272 carries. So that's a lot, and we haven't gotten close to that since then.
Okay.
But to be fair, like with the next point here, about Patrick Mahomes, he's coming back from the ACL. Like, what needs to change in his game for success? I think he needs to run the ball less, and I think we as organization need to run the ball more. So I mean, that is one thing that could get K9 300 touches. If Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy's scheme is running the ball more, then that's and they kind of think that that's going to help Patrick Mahomes like recover from this injury better, then I think 300 touches is definitely in the cards, and I think we'll see that after the first game. Like if K9 gets 20 touches in the first game, then I think it's like, oh, where this could easily become a 300 carry season for K9.
Question: Is Eric Bieniemy gonna be with the team at the beginning of the season? Do you think?
Probably not. Probably not. Which is okay because we have a lot of new guys.
Sure, but it's just like one of those things. Like this team can't catch a break. I feel like with its coaching staff.
Yeah, with anybody really. I mean,
yeah, true. Yeah.
There's always somebody going to jail connected to the Chiefs organization. It's crazy, but
wow.
I think with the newer guys that we have on the staff, and I mean, Andy's gonna really kind of do what he wants to do, but there's gonna be a lot of new ideas coming through. So I still think we're in a good position.
Okay.
Even with Eric Bieniemy out, I think the main thing that we have to like consider is that Matt Nagy is out, and that's just a good thing. It's just good.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is what we needed. Okay, so the Texans coming out. We just got news, I think, a couple days ago that Jadeveon Clowney is returning to the Texans.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be his is it 12th or 13th season?
I believe it's 13th.
But I just think that this is just right now in the NFL that this is just the era of the elite defense, and it's just gonna be here to stay. I don't see. I think the offenses this year are gonna take a little bit of a step back. I don't know if you agree with that, but there's only gonna be a couple offenses that are gonna be really high flying every single game, and the rest I don't know, man. I just don't see the defenses this season are going to be crazy.
I'm kind of right there with you. I do think that there are going to be certain offensive playmakers that just make the difference for teams that no matter what defense they're playing, they're going to be successful. Like Bijan Robinson, for example, and like JSN and Puka.
Yeah.
However, I think overall, I think you're right. I think the defenses are going to be much better than what we have seen than even last year. Honestly, I think you're going to see the defenses I think you're going to see a lot of defenses steal the Seahawks ideology, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Where every single play you see them in shell, and right like a cover 4 shell, cover 2 shell, right before the snap they change everything, and so the quarterback doesn't know what the fuck to do. So,
I think there's going to be situations this year where you're going to be like for guys that are on offenses that are not as strong. Like for example, maybe like Teteroa McMillan.
Sure.
I think you're going to see instances where he's going to be in your flex and you're going up against a really good defense, and maybe you have like Josh Downs going against a like middle of the road defense, and you're like, I actually think we start Josh Downs this week instead of Teteroa McMillan, just because the Panthers might not be able to get anything going on offense against like the Texans or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that could be a lot of what this season will come down to. And I think this year is really difficult because when you're drafting, I think consistency is going to be a lot more important than it really ever has been, where it's like, can this guy get like above 11 points every single week, no matter who he's playing against? Like that, those are the guys I need. I can't go against a defense. I can't have a guy go against the defense and him just like score 5. You know what I mean?
And also you got to look at, you're absolutely correct about that. And I think, especially when it comes to streaming, you've got to make sure that you have the right matchups on defense, and that is exactly why you're going to want to be watching this podcast all season long, because we are going to give you every single defense every single week that we think are going to be a bad matchup against other offenses. So whether that's streaming defenses and what defenses not to play, streaming defenses and looking at what defenses to play, or certain players to play against certain defenses. It's going to be so important to know which defenses are bad and which offenses are going to have more leverage over those defenses because of their run yards, their the defenses allowed pass yards against tight ends, passing yards against wide receivers, rushing yards against running backs, and passing yards against running backs, and even rushing yards for QBs. All these things are going to be things I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be putting them into a spreadsheet. I'm going to be, giving them a ranking every single week depending on their matchup. The first couple weeks are going to be tough, but after that, we're going to start seeing trends, and trends are our best friend. So.
And with or at least with my main league, we don't play with defenses. But do you think for leagues that are going to be playing with defenses, like, do you think you're when's the earliest you're taking a defense in a draft where defenses are, a main focal point? Because it wasn't that long ago when the New England Patriots had a great defense that was a top scorer in fantasy football.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're taking defenses as soon as you if you look at your team and you're looking at the players that are available at the top, the top 10 and like the ninth or 10th round, and you're going, man, these players aren't going to score me as many points as a top defense is going to score me. I think that's exactly where you take that defense. And I think we all know what defense that's going to be. That's going to be like first, second, and third overall off the board.
Mm-hmm. And there are certainly defenses, like outside of probably 5 defenses, you're going to be trying to stream every week.
Yeah.
Maybe you could probably have a couple more than that actually that are going to be okay every single week. But if you're outside of that, like top 7, you're going to be streaming every week. And if you have one of the top 5, you're probably only going to be streaming a defense once every time your team is playing like the Rams or like the Eagles. So teams that really put up a lot of points, kind of no matter where, or a lot of points or yards, no matter kind of what defense they're playing against. So I think there's going to be a couple defenses out there that you're going to be wanting to draft. I think the Texans are definitely one of them with Jadeveon Clowney getting signed. But even without him being signed, I mean, they're still a top level defense that is going to give anybody a run for their money, really. But I honestly, like with the Texans, I would be comfortable starting them against the Chiefs, even maybe against the Cowboys with how high flying they are. I still think I would be comfortable starting them against the Cowboys. Maybe the only team that I would not be comfortable starting the Texans against is the Rams. At this point, early. This is like an early analysis of what's going on.
I have a question for you. Give me your top 5 defenses to draft for defense and special teams for this season.
Yeah, defense and special teams. I mean, I think you still have to go with the Seahawks and the Broncos. The Seahawks are a little bit worse, but their special teams are still really good. So I still think they have upside there.
You think the Seahawks defense is worse than the Broncos defense?
I think the Broncos defense is slightly better.
Really? Okay.
With I don't think they would have been if the Seahawks could have kept everybody, but they couldn't. I think the Seahawks would still be number 1 if they could have kept.
You think without Kobe Bryant, and you think without who is the other player that we lost? It wasn't Spoon. Tariq Woolen. And Boye Mafe.
Rick Woolen, Kobe Bryant. Those are 3 guys that are like insanely important to the defense.
Okay. I guess we'll just see, because I guess I have a lot of faith in the draft picks.
I mean, I still think the Seahawks are still like probably like 2 or 3 on defenses.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about fantasy, because their special teams upside is crazy.
Yeah.
And then So then you have like the Broncos
Mm-hmm.
are really good. I still think the Patriots are a good option. Um,
The Patriots, really? Okay.
yeah, just because there's gonna be a no-fly zone like
Yeah.
in the defense.
Yeah.
And obviously the Rams too. The Rams defense is gonna be insane. They might be. I don't think I have them at one. I think I still have the Texans at one. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams are gonna be the top defense in the league this year.
Oh, so you were going from 5 to 1.
I was
Sorry.
that was like no particular order. That was
Oh,
just like
okay,
kind of like
gotcha.
where my top five is. It's really
Yeah.
it's hard to say who's gonna be the top defense. But I think
Yeah.
if you want it in order, it's gonna be the Texans, Rams, then Seahawks, then Broncos, then Patriots. Or
Okay.
maybe the Broncos are above the Seahawks, so the Broncos are 3, then Seahawks, and then the Patriots.
I mean, I'm kind of with you in the same boat. I just tend to like teams that have defensive head coaches better. So like Seahawks, Patriots, but like the 1 and 2, and then from there, I mean, I like the Jacksonville defense this year. I also
Yeah,
really like obviously the Texans defense as well. Um, and then yeah, the Broncos, unfortunately. And let's put honestly, the Bills defense could be decent. I mean, yeah,
yeah. I mean, I will
I don't know.
never put the Bills in the top just because their defense always gets hurt by the end of the season,
Yeah,
and
Eh,
they always start getting up a hell of points.
I do. I mean, yeah, but you are right. I think every single defense is gonna probably try to be better than they have been over the past couple years, just because it's turning into a defensive league, which
Yeah,
for our
but
dad is
Green
great.
Bay would probably be up there if Michael Parsons was still healthy,
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because Michael Parsons isn't
because
going to be healthy at the start of the season,
yeah,
is he?
no,
Isn't he supposed to
that
still be hurt for the like first 5 weeks?
yeah, I think so.
And even then,
But
is
I
he
mean,
going to come
dude,
back the same?
the Rams are so interesting because they're gonna have a lot of turnover upside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think their special teams has really ever been anything to write home about, but
No.
the turnover upside that they're gonna have because Aaron Donald's definitely gonna be on their team,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have Miles Garrett there, and then so that's their pass rush. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy pass rush, and then if they get a pass off, think about getting rushed super hard like that, and then you have to toss the ball up, and then you have Jalen Watson and freaking McDuffie are gonna be the ball hawks. Like that's gonna be really rough for
Yeah.
any offense to go up against.
Wait, is Aaron Donald coming back?
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
Fuck.
It's not confirmed yet, but it's gonna happen for sure.
That is horrible news. Even though
Yeah,
he's still, he's
it's
35.
gonna be.
But
He's probably just gonna play like on a 1 year deal for like a couple $1 million, but like it's. He's gonna be playing with fucking Miles Garrett and Matt. I mean, the Rams are gonna go after this season. The Rams are just gonna disappear like a Thanos snap, bro. But it's it's gonna be a crazy freaking year.
So there's one defense that I think we're forgetting about here too that has been really good over the past couple years that has had the top amount of like top 3 turnovers and also like I think top 5 points scored as a whole.
Like, are you talking about like the Vikings?
I am,
Yeah, the Vikings are really interesting, for sure.
right? And I
Again,
mean,
they're one of those guys. They're one of those teams that I don't know. They're never like I feel like they're not consistent. You know what I mean? And I didn't really consider that they have Kyler Murray now.
yeah.
Now that I think about it, but the reason why I didn't like their defense is because their offense was so bad. It's like, yeah, they usually scored a lot of points, but it's like they JJ McCarthy was getting them in so many positions where it's like he's either going 3 and out every freaking drive, or he's throwing a turnover, or he's throwing an interception, or fumbling the ball in their own red zone, and it's like
Uh,
your defense is just gonna give up points in that situation.
well, yes, they are. Yeah, absolutely. And that was last year. That's the thing. The year before that, that team went 13-4.
True. Yeah,
And they
fair enough.
kept the same defense over pretty much the past 3 years. And Brian Flores
Yeah.
has been the coordinator for that defense for all those years.
Yeah.
I will
And
also
like
add.
Van Ginkel is like really interesting because he really jumps those freaking bubble routes, and that could he's gonna probably get 1 or 2 pick sixes this
Oh,
year. If he
easily.
jumps
I
those bubbles.
I think that's a guarantee.
Last year he got one, I think, but he also was like one step behind getting like 2 or 3 more. So
yeah. And also, like, this team has a really good ability of masking their blitz when they do blitz, which is a really, really really valuable asset to have for a defense because, especially in a league where you have a lot of young quarterbacks and they're still getting used to the speed of the defenses and the looks of every single defense, if you're able to mask your blitz really, really well, I'm sorry, your quarterback is fucked. There's nothing you could do. The the Vikings over the past 2 or 3 seasons, over the past 2 seasons have produced 53 turnovers, which is third in the NFL. Now, I'm not talking about success of the overall team. I'm talking about success of the fantasy team in general. That is going to win you leagues.
yeah, I mean, look, they've been 2025 they were the 3rd overall rank, and 2024 they were the 2nd overall rank in fantasy. So pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, they could be one of the top off the board. I mean, they could be a dark horse for some because I know not many people are looking at Minnesota for their like top 5 on who they're going to pick. You could probably get Minnesota in like the 12th, 13th round.
Oh, easily, yeah.
In your draft. So,
yeah.
I mean, that could be a sneaky team.
Yep.
To grab, but Minnesota's definitely one of those teams where if I'm going against the Bills, if I'm going against the Rams, I'm definitely streaming. Like you're definitely gonna have to stream once in a blue moon for sure.
Yeah.
Go to Jaguars, man. Let's go to the Jags.
The Jags, yeah. I would still.
Where are we at, bro?
I like the Jaguars. I like them. I really do.
Do you like them for fantasy? Because like, okay, so like, where are we at with the wide receivers? Like, most consistent wide receiver. Who do you got on their team?
I'm gonna go Parker Washington this season.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna have the most. Feel like he's gonna have the most upside this season.
I do too.
On
not only most upside, but I think also just like most amount of snaps played as a wide receiver. I think they're going to be using him the most. Not like only on offense, but in like special teams too, because he's a punt returner.
To me, he's like a discount Amon-Ra right now. To me, where it's like consistency every single game.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna get looks every game, and he's one of those guys where you're just like, I'm looking for 10 points right now.
Right.
Like I need Parker Washington.
I
feel like he's gonna. Do you think he's gonna be the one though?
I think he's going to be one of those players that you're not starting at your wide receiver 1 or 2. You're starting him in a flex.
Yeah.
Regardless of if he is the one or not. That's my take with that. Why? Because like
you couldn't see Parker Washington in your 2 spot.
As somebody who had Parker Washington in their 2 spot last year, no.
Like beginning of the season, this is like first 3 games. You can't see Parker Washington in your 2.
It's tough for me because like I had him in my 2 spot for so long over the past season. Like
that was before they had Jacoby Myers too. Like
yeah, and after they had Jacoby Myers, it was
even after though.
It was worse. Like at my flex, I was relying on him to get like garbage time points. You know.
You're relying on Parker Washington getting garbage time points?
Yeah, because he was like one of the best receivers I had on my team at the time. It's really tough for me as somebody who had Parker Washington on his team all season long last season. You know, because there were games where he produced really, really well, and you look like a genius. But then there was games that he did not produce very well, and you look like an idiot. You know, I think that he's just a solid flex play. If you're able to get him, if you have 2 really solid wide receivers to put at your 1 and 2, I would just recommend because it's that whole wide receiver like squad right now is a big huge question mark for me. I don't know who the number 1 guy is going to be. I think the safest upside is Parker Washington solely because he does take punt returns and he did return like 3 or 4 punt returns for touchdowns last season.
Sure.
That's like Jacoby Myers could be the guy, or BTJ could have a junior year resurgence like he had in his rookie year and be like really good again, you know. So
There's a lot of mouths to feed here, like
there are,
for sure.
yeah,
I think like to me, the boomer bust is definitely BTJ
yeah,
in my opinion. Like I don't even know if I really even consider Jacoby Myers like he's like a wide receiver too to me. Like
yeah,
not like on like he's their wide receiver two to me,
mm-hmm,
and BTJ is their wide receiver three, but BTJ has a lot of like he has a lot of boomer bust potential because I know what he can do.
yeah, yeah,
Jacoby, I know what Jacoby can do. He's like a great middle of the field threat. Like he has such good footwork and kind of the same. Parker's like kind of like the in between, but both of them like he has deep threat potential, but also his footwork is really really good. His routes are really really good, so he can kind of do both. And that's why I think Parker's gonna be the one because he can do both really well.
yeah,
But BTJ, I mean, if Trevor Lawrence and him can get the like good deep ball chemistry, could also see him being the one. But I think right now Parker Washington's definitely the one on that team.
yeah,
Just from last season and after the bye last season, like Parker Washington is really consistent.
mm-hmm,
Like 13, 16, then he had a 3, then a 15, then another 3, a 6, and then 23, 15, and 16 to finish out the season. That's really good. And his target share was really good too. The last 3 games of the season, 10 targets, 10 targets, 9 targets.
yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
And that 10 target, 145-yard game was and with a touchdown was against Denver. Like that's hard to do. That's
Yeah.
really hard to do. Um and then where do you have like Brenton Strange on? Is he on your radar like at all? With how many mouths to feed there are on Jacksonville right now?
Honestly, no. I'm not. I'm not. I think Brenton Strange is a streaming tight end. I think you're looking at Brenton Strange as if you're streaming tight ends for the season. If you don't get one of those top 7 tight ends, and you need to stream, you're looking at every single week who's playing the team that has the most vulnerability against tight ends. And Brenton Strange definitely fits into a category of targeting for like a certain week, but I don't think he's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
What last season he finished the season with 60 targets, 46 receptions, 540 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Sorry, 3 touchdowns. Which is not particularly good for a tight end. He also was on the injured reserve from a left or right quad strain, and he was out for a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was out. He missed 6 games over. Yeah, he missed 6 games in the 2025 season. So.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he missed 6 games.
And he had, I think he had 5 targets for 210 yards. Wait, no, that's not right. He had 20 catches for 204 yards before his injury over the course of 5 weeks, the first 5 weeks of the season. So he
See,
was
like,
probably in the top 7 tight end conversation up until that point.
well, I think he actually like. I feel like he kind of picked up at the end of the season. Oh, I mean, I guess the whole Jaguars team picked up a lot at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Like week after their bye, pretty much was when they started to do really well.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, what he would have been somewhere around the 800-yard mark if he's healthy for the whole season, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's pretty decent for a tight end.
That's not bad.
But again, if he gets hurt, it could be really bad. I mean, he's not one of those guys that you can kind of afford like him to be hurt for 3 weeks. Like you
Yeah.
kind of you kind of if you're taking him late, you're gonna need him like the whole year. I think Brenton Strange. I just think this year with full Jacoby Myers, all like he's fully integrated. Brayshaw Tootin, BTJ getting hopefully being more consistent, and Parker Washington just being a beast. I can't really see him being within the top 20
Mhm.
tight ends this year.
Yeah, that's fair. Real quick, I just got a MLB alert. Angels send Joe Adell to the Guardians for catcher Jacob Cozart. Joe Adell famously robbed 3 home runs from the Mariners in one game earlier this season.
Oh no.
And the Angels recently traded catcher Logan O'Hoppe. So for them to go after Jacob Cozart, who is the backup catcher in Cleveland, makes a lot of sense to me. However, the Angels are definitely tanking right now, and I feel so bad for Mike Trout. Being one of the best players in the MLB for so many years and never making the playoffs with the Angels is just sad.
Yeah, it is. But he's getting paid. He's got kind of like how Myles Garrett was in Cleveland. Like he's
Yeah.
taking the money.
Yeah. Anyway,
Colts.
continue.
Going to the Colts. Going to the Colts. Alec Pierce is probably gonna miss a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Does Josh Downs move up the board for you? Because I think he's gonna be the one for the Colts. But where are we at with the Colts, contention wise, Daniel Jones wise?
Yeah.
Like, is Josh Downs a target for you at all?
Man, I don't. Man, yeah. I think he has to. Right. He has to pick up. So what? He's going to be on the PUP list, so that means he's going to miss at least 5 weeks into the regular season. Is that correct?
With Alec Pierce?
Correct.
Yeah, he's on the PUP.
So he's going to miss the first 5 weeks.
I don't know.
The initial timetable.
That would be how injury. Is that how injury reserve works? Right, they're going to be out for.
No, the PUP list works. If you're on the PUP list, then you're out for a minimum 5 weeks once the season starts and you're on the PUP list, I believe. I think if you're on the injured reserve list, that you're guaranteed to miss 3 weeks.
They have to miss the first 4 games if they're on the PUP when
the
regular
season starts. Yeah,
starts.
Because this was what Jonathan Brooks' issue. This is what I was remembering. So regardless, so if he's on the PUP list, you're missing the first 4 games. So then, yeah, Josh Downs becomes the number 1 receiver. This defense is going to be insanely good this season. And if Daniel Jones can keep up the same pace that he was at last season, I don't see any reason why this team can't pick up where they were last year. So I'm going to go with.
Where's Josh Downs at right now on the draft board?
Josh Downs is
on Sleeper at least. Let me double check.
Josh Downs is at 125 ADP, wide receiver number 48.
He's definitely moving up to me. He's got to be above 100 for sure.
I would have to agree, because even Alec Pierce is at wide receiver number 36, ADP 83. His position rank has moved down to 92 for fantasy calc, so I'm assuming that you're going to be looking at Alec Pierce to be. I think Alec Pierce is going to be probably drop down to under 100 once the season, because we don't know. I wouldn't bet on him being off the PUP list when the season starts.
If he's off the PUP list when the season starts
and just on IR,
he's gonna be okay. 3 week miss.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. But if he's on the PUP list when the season starts, that's a different issue. That I think he definitely moves down the board a lot. But I think for sure, right now for me, Josh Downs is within the top 100.
Yeah.
But then let's see.
I
think if you're taking like a draft strategy for me would be like if you want to take Ja'Marr Chase early, like if you're trying to take him at 3 or 4,
yeah,
you go and get Josh Downs.
Yeah.
Before pick 100.
Yeah.
And maybe even take him early, like maybe take him like pick 85.
And
try to like set, because for me like Ja'Marr Chase, past couple years slow start. for the Bengals just in general. So it's
Yeah.
a little scary to take Jamar Chase. But I think if you're taking Josh Downs as well to kind of make up for a slow start, and like a slow start for Jamar Chase is like, he's getting like 13, 14 points at the beginning of the season. But I think Josh Downs could explode in those first couple weeks. I think that would be a good move if you're taking Jamar Chase really early.
I think you're probably right about that. I will also add to what you said there. If you're gonna get Josh Downs and you're in a keeper league, and if you're gonna get Josh Downs or not Josh Downs, and you're gonna get Alec Pierce, even if he's an injured player when you're picking him, and you're getting him at under or over 100 and like pick 100, I'm using that as my keeper.
Yeah, true. I agree with that totally. Totally agree with that. I think Josh Downs as a keeper that late is really good. But like,
Yeah.
man, I just look at Jamar Chase's numbers and it's like so rough.
It is very rough.
2025, 2024. Starting with Jamar Chase, 3.6 points, then 29.5, and then 5 and 4. So week 3 he has 5 points, week 4 he has 4 points. Then in 2024, first week 9.2, second week 5.5, and then 26, 16, 36. So like the slow start is definitely concerning.
A concern. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely concerning, for sure.
Yeah.
How about Debo going back to the 49ers? We buying into that?
I will. Honestly, yeah. I mean, he's going to be the number 1 target now that Ricky Pearsall is hurt, right?
Ricky's out for the season.
Yeah, Ricky's out for the season. So, yeah.
And then Mike Evans, he has a hamstring issue. He's, older. Juwan Jennings is gone. I think Debo is moving up the draft board like a lot. Just because he's back on the 49ers. And he's kind of like, he kind of just comes into a good situation.
Yeah.
And we know he's gadget. He's kind of like more of a gadget guy on the Shanahan offense, right? So, he could get a lot of touches. And he gets in the backfield. Like a lot of times in the Shanahan offense, he gets in the backfield.
What's up, Crafty?
Does this make McCaffrey like a little bit less valuable to you now, or no?
I would say no. I would even say that this makes McCaffrey more valuable for fantasy managers this season with Ricky Pearsall being out. My only issue is that McCaffrey had so many damn touches last season. I can't buy into his stock because I have my own theories about touches versus next season injury. And Christian McCaffrey has followed that in the past. And also, you have to think about the 49ers practice facility. It's right next to that junction station, bro. Everyone's getting electro wave pulses, and Aaron Rodgers saying that's not why, he's not going there because that's the reason. 5G. I would also look at, Ricky Pearsall and look at him and be like, vaxxed?
Okay. I mean,
all jokes aside, I do think that Christian McCaffrey has more valuable stock with Deebo Samuel showing up. We've seen what with Deebo Samuel on this team. Christian McCaffrey's been a number 1 running back in fantasy 2 times.
Yeah.
I think it just opens up the ability for this offense a little bit more. However, if you're smart, don't buy into the 49ers this season because they're going to be bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm not like I'm definitely not buying into Mike Evans this year. I mean, I usually bet my whole freaking house on Mike Evans, but like I just don't think I could do it this year.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you have it in the notes right here. Old Hammy, and then I think you forgot Unk. So you just
yeah. How about Debo? What does this effect have? He's leaving Washington. What does this do for Terry McLaurin? Is this really good for Terry? Is this only like slightly good for Terry? Like where is Washington even like good? Like are we even like there onto like Terry's like a number 2 receiver? I can plug him into my 2.
No. I think Terry's a flex play. Terry's been a flex play for the past 2 years. I think you gotta think, at least for me, you gotta think that with this Commanders offense, the way it was last season, you cannot trust that any of these wide receivers are going to be breakouts. For me personally, I don't think you can trust it. If there's one thing you can trust from this Commanders team, it's their defense maybe being breakout this season, being stronger. But I don't think there's anything else you can trust for this Commanders team. I think that this Commanders team, if they are performing well in the beginning of the season, maybe you make some high risk, high reward trades for those players. But even then, I'm not really looking at Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna be looking at like Traylon Burks, maybe Luke McCaffrey for sure.
You're gonna be looking at Traylon Burks.
Only because of his red zone ability. If I'm looking for like a flex play to get me touchdowns, if I'm streaming a guy for maybe getting a touchdown, to be clear.
So, do you think the depth chart this year for Commanders is going to be Terry McLaurin as their wide receiver 1, Traylon Burks as their wide receiver 2, and Luke McCaffrey as their wide receiver 3?
I think you switch Luke McCaffrey and Traylon Burks, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love Luke McCaffrey to make that step up, to be honest. I think he's played decent. He's definitely a development. He's almost like being like a developmental prospect for the Commanders.
Yeah.
But I think what we've seen of him has been pretty good. He just hasn't really had that uptick in, really the uptick in usage that I think he deserves. But also, like, last year's really hard to really gauge because of how it wasn't really like the Commanders' offense. I mean, Mariota played decent, but it wasn't like, I don't know. You could tell it wasn't like the plan that they had going into the season, right?
Yeah.
So, like, they kind of were just winging it there for a bit.
Oh, hold on, Cade. We've got a question from the YouTube chat of all places.
Okay.
That's crazy. First of all, Kyle's. Wait, hold on. There's no spaces. I've got a Kyle Siebert audio. 11:30. Do you keep Pollard or Kittle? If you're talking about a keeper league and you're wondering if you keep them for the next season, I think you keep Pollard because
Definitely.
younger and there's more opportunity for him. However,
and there's also such a re-injury like worry for George Kittle with his Achilles.
Yeah.
And Pollard looked really good last year, and Jeremiah Love didn't go to the Titans. So like
True.
Pollard's stock is really high right now. I actually am really comfortable taking Pollard. Like pretty decently early, man. I mean, Pollard right now he's like down. He's RB32. There's no way, bro. Like,
yeah,
I'm taking Pollard above Chuba Hubbard, for sure.
100%. I'm with you on that. Hold on.
So it's I think Pollard is like a really. I think if you can get Pollard in, I don't know, even like even if you're taking him early, like 5th-ish round. I don't know how big your league is, but like for me, he would probably be going in the 5th round because I'm in like a 14-man league. I think that's really insane, actually.
Yeah.
Pollard as a keeper is definitely a good decision.
Hold on. I see that there's one more question there, but it's not showing up in my multi-chat for some reason. So give me just a second here. I'm going to go to
pick number 78 is like
actual
the
account
position. Like that's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn good.
That is really good.
The 12-man format, what is that? That's like the 6th round.
Yeah. They're 12-man PPR. 12-man PPR. Thanks for the feedback. I've been getting a 50-50 response from the community. Yeah, dude, no problem. I think you're safer keeping the younger guys than you are for especially George Kittle. Like Cade said, the chance of re-injury there is pretty high. Especially for an Achilles injury for a guy of George Kittle's age. I just don't think that that's probably the move you want to make, in my opinion. I would say. So, yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I see your first comment here in my actual stream. Give me just. You said I traded my second and third last year, but I have Josh Allen, Brees Hall, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Kenneth Walker, Bucky Irving, and George Kittle as your keepers. Okay, hold on. That's a lot of keepers. What kind of league are you in? That's a lot of people to keep for one.
Yeah, is that like
team.
a dynasty league? Or like
It looks like it. I think it's a keeper league. I think it looks like a keeper redraft league, but I don't know. I'm not sure I would be interested to see what kind of league that is because I genuinely do not know.
Also, I mean, I feel like Pollard's kind of low rolled on the touchdowns too. But like last year, 242 carries, 1,082 yards.
Yeah.
Almost 4.5 yards per carry.
Oh, 6 keeper, 1 franchise player league. Interesting. I've never played a league like that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, me neither. That's interesting.
Huh.
But yeah, looking at the stats on Pollard, I think he's a good keeper. And if he doesn't low roll again on the touchdowns,
yeah,
that's gonna be really good. I mean, even if he scores like 7, 8 touchdowns this year,
fantastic. 100%.
Titans should be on an upswing this year. They've been bad the past 2 years, and he's finished as RB24 and 21. He's got 1,000 yards rushing both those seasons when they've been bad. If the Titans look just like a sliver better this year, I mean, I think that should be fine.
Agreed.
Just fine.
Dude, you know what? I'm actually saying like what you just said for Tony Pollard touchdown total. Are you putting the fucking mortgage on him going over that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think he should have 7 to 8.
I'd have Pollard, Bucky, Brees, and K9. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's really good.
Like actually fucking that's tough as hell, as in like good.
Yeah, because okay, like, you're looking at K9
scrappy dudes.
K9 being probably a 300 touch back, if we're being honest, this season.
Bucky almost there for sure.
Bucky being, if he stays healthy, you're looking probably at the same thing. He was on track for it until he got injured last season. I think a lot of people forget that. Brees Hall, solid flex. I mean, look at Geno Smith is really good at handing the ball off. Okay, not very good at passing the ball. And then Pollard, like we said, probably going to break his touchdown total. So yeah, dude, that really solid squad. Like I said, never played a league like that. Would be interested to play a league like that. But yeah, really interesting. Honestly, I'm excited for you to have K9. I really want K9 in my redraft leagues this year, just to see what happens. You know, I think he could he'll be top 5 running back in my opinion, even though he's being drafted as like number 8. So
you have some stuff from Arizona.
Yeah. I do. I would like to move on to Arizona here. Arizona, I'm going to start with this. Yeah, dude, no problem. Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. We'll always love people coming to the stream and chatting with us. It's YouTube, why we're here. Especially YouTube chat. We don't ever get anybody on YouTube chat. Yeah, that's sick. Love it. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. I want to talk about Arizona though. First and foremost, Arizona just extended Jacoby Brissett this week.
Mm-hmm.
And they drafted Carson Beck. And they also have Gardner Minshew. Okay?
Yeah.
From camp videos, Carson Beck looks like the number 1 quarterback. He has the best feet. He has the best arm. Hold on. You traded Quentin Johnston for K9 and traded Pickens for AJ Brown last year. Yeah, you won those trades. That's really good. That's really good. Crazy. Yeah, no doubt. That's damn. Yeah, good trades. Keep on making trades like that, and you'll probably win the year again. Honestly. Anyway, Carson Beck looks like the number one quarterback. He has the best feet. He has the best arm. However, he's a rookie at a team that is not really looking like it's going to do a whole lot, especially because it's in the toughest division in the league, except for the NFC North. So my question is, for you, who do you think the day one starting quarterback is?
Who,
And who do you
how
think
long
is
did
going
they
to end
extend?
the season as the starting quarterback?
How long did they extend Jacoby for?
I actually don't know.
Is it just for a year?
One season, 15.5 million guaranteed with
Yeah.
a max value of 21 million with incentives, which replaces
It'll
his
be
previous
Jacoby.
base salary of 4.8 million.
It'll be Jacoby. Look, here's the thing. Jacoby did not play the first, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games of the 2025 season. So
Mm-hmm.
he didn't play 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kyler was in. And he ended the year with 3,366 yards.
Okay.
That's fucking insane.
That is insane.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
He definitely could have been in terms of yards. I mean, where was he in terms of other people?
In terms of thank you for liking, thank you
In
for
terms of
subscribing. I
yards,
appreciate
in
Cal.
terms of yards passing,
Uh-huh.
I mean, he was 14th with
Mm.
3,366 yards in 13 games. Like, he's definitely earned the starting spot this year for sure. And they only extended him for 1 year. If they extended him for a couple years, I think they would be looking for him to be like a backup. But the fact that they only did it for 1 year, I think they're kind of going the route to sit Carson Beck for a year and sit behind Jacoby.
Yeah.
And if Jacoby played with the yards that he was averaging, if he was playing for those first 5 games, I mean, we're definitely talking he's going over 4,000 yards last season, which is really good, especially for how bad Arizona was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the best thing for Arizona to do right now is just to play Jacoby. They're not going to be good, right? Like we already know, like they're going to get cooked pretty much. They're probably going to get like 5-ish wins. So I think the best thing right now is for Carson Beck to kind of like sit behind. And I think it's decent because I mean their defense is still not very good. So I still think it's decent that they're going to be a garbage time, pass the ball team, which is really good for Michael Wilson. Like I think Michael Wilson will probably still be the one there, just because Jacoby and have such a strong connection right now that I don't think is going to go away if Jacoby is starting.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, Sleeper just went down. Oh, never mind. It's back up. Okay.
We also saw that. I see you have who's the starting day one RB, and we have that Tyler Algier is starting in the Hall of Fame game, which is a preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I actually don't know who the starting RB is right now. Day one. I couldn't even give you an answer, to be honest.
I think I think it still has to be I think it still has to be fucking Jeremiah Love, right?
I hope so.
Right? It has to be
probably
because he's the second highest paid running back in the league right now.
Dude, we haven't seen him play in the NFL. Like, here's the thing I can tell you right now: we haven't seen Jeremiah Love play in the NFL. We have seen Tyler Algier play in the NFL, and Tyler Algier has been very good.
Yeah,
he was very good for Atlanta.
Yeah,
he was.
It's true.
I mean, there was times where you would go into the game and you'd be like, "Oh, Bijan's out. Nothing. We're fine. Nothing's gonna happen." They'd throw it, or they would just give it to Algier up the gut, and he would run 50 yards for a touchdown. You're just like, he's good. Like he's fucking good.
Yeah.
He's really good. You know. So it's like, I genuinely don't know who's gonna be starting. I can tell you for sure that Tyler Algier is probably going to get more preseason work
Mm-hmm.
just to see. I mean, I'm talking more preseason work as in like he's probably going to be in there for like 3 drives. Jeremiah is probably going to be in there for 1 or 2. I don't think either of them are really going to be taking a significant amount of preseason snaps. So I even think it's going to be hard to see
Right.
even after preseason or during preseason. I think it's going to be hard to see. I do think there's still a chance. Like right now, to me, there's about a 30% chance of Tyler Algier starting, but I mean that's a pretty high percentage. Like I'm still like very hesitant on like taking Jeremiah Love, especially for fantasy.
Oh,
Because
same. Yeah,
there's
100%.
definitely like to me right now, there's a 30% chance that Algier might be the starting running back this year, and then like that's your second round pick, like just in the dust.
So I will say too, on the Arizona depth chart on their website, it does show Tyler Algier as the number 1.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
That's tough, man.
yeah.
But the thing is, like, the thing that you cannot deny, like what I said before, the thing you can't deny is that we've seen Tyler Algier run.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him on a Atlanta team that was middle of the road,
Mm-hmm.
and he played very well for them.
Yeah.
We have not seen Jeremiah Love run yet
No.
in the NFL. I can tell you that he probably will be good, but I mean, I don't think that's enough for me. I think in my mind, thinking percentage wise, I do think there's a 30% chance that Tyler Algier starts this year. And I think there's a pretty good chance if that happens, if he's the number 1 back, if he's there on that starting drive and plays that first game, there's a good chance that he plays really good. And then where are we at? Like after that, I have no idea where we're at, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it feels like they're trying to build a skill room for the future, and Carson Beck being the starting quarterback for next season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jeremiah Love being the starting running back for next season. Hopefully, maybe that what their plan is to play Tyler Algier, get his value up, and then make a trade for him somewhere else that needs a running back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, if you're them, you have to keep Michael Wilson. You have to keep Marvin Harrison, because those are those are just like wide receivers that you have to have. Whereas, and then Kendrick Bourne is there too,
Yeah.
as I'm assuming they're number 3,
Mhm.
but I mean they need help on their freaking line. That's what they need,
Yeah, they do.
and
Can
they
you
need help on that
see
defense.
a universe where it's a David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs situation? Do you see that anywhere? Because I'm pretty sure the Lions' first year, where they had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs,
Yeah,
they were a pretty middle of the road team, 9-8 ish.
just missing out on the playoffs. Right. Yep.
Just missing, but both of them were startable.
Mm-hmm.
Like both of them were like, hey, you could put Jahmyr Gibbs in, and he could get 20 points, and David Montgomery gets like 10, or you could put David Montgomery in first, and he could get 20 points, and then Jahmyr Gibbs gets 10.
Right.
Like,
right.
Is there any universe where that is what we're looking at right now?
Yeah, totally. I could see it. I could definitely see it. 100%.
Are you are you right now not taking Jeremiah Love and taking Tyler Algier late?
I think the upside outweighs the risk of using a late round pick. So yeah. But at the same time, I think if Jeremiah Love gets picked high, you have to take Algier too. You have to have both of them on your team.
You want okay? See, that's where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a handcuff situation at all.
But at the same time, I'm not picking either of them, to be honest with you, because Jeremiah Love is too high in the draft to take for a lot of risk, and
yeah,
I don't know if the reward's very high, because Tyler Algier is going to be eating into his workload every single game. You have to, even if Jeremiah Love is starting, you have to imagine that Tyler Algier is going to work into that workload, right? I don't know. I'm staying the fuck away from this running back squad, to be honest with you. I do not want anything to do with this running back squad.
To me, I think we're about a month out from draft times. I think to me, at a month out, my plan right now, and this could change as we get closer, as we see preseason. I don't see how much it could change here, but I think to me, my advice to everybody is you need to pick one. You have to pick one. If you're picking one, if you're going into that backfield at all, you need to pick one between Tyler Algier and Jeremiah Love, and you can't take the other person. I just don't think that we're in a place right now where you could. It's like Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, where you're like, hey, I could take both of these guys and start on both. I don't think that's it, and I don't think it's a situation where you're going to want to be like, man, do I start Tyler Algier this week or do I start Jeremiah Love? They're both healthy. Tyler Algier popped off week 1. Jeremiah Love was really good week 2. Now we're in week 3. I don't know what to do.
We didn't know we were in that situation, though, a couple years ago with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery until like week 2 when we figured out that Jahmyr Gibbs was like, oh my God, this guy's crazy.
Yeah. But David Montgomery was still getting carries, right?
Yeah, true.
Like he was still getting significant work.
Yeah.
And the thing that made that work too was Jahmyr Gibbs was so good at catching the ball in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were such different styles of backs, and maybe that's how it is here. But I never really saw Tyler Algier like. I mean, I never really saw him as a true like pass catching back where he's out there running routes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like for me personally, I'm in the zone of if Tyler Algier is there at 120 for me, I'm taking him.
Yeah. I mean yeah, that would be really low, right? Is that where he's projected right now?
That is where he's projected. He's projected at 120, 130.
That's a lot of upside.
It is.
At 120.
It is a lot of upside, and like if you're not taking also I'll add in because I just saw this too. Tyler Shuck is at 144. If he's that deep, you're taking him there too. But yeah, Tyler Algier at 120, you're smashing that immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, that Arizona backfield's it's a really tough one. And it wouldn't be as tough, I think, if Jeremiah Love wasn't going off the board at like the 2-6.
Yeah.
The 2-6 to the 210. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so risky, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna give you 5 running backs real fast, okay? Are you doing Zach Charbonnet or are you taking Tyler Algier?
Sure.
Jordan Mason or Algier?
Algier.
Alvin Kamara or Algier?
Alvin Kamara at the what?
103.
103?
Yep.
Or Algier?
Yep.
Probably Alvin. Probably.
Really? Even with Travis Etienne in front of him?
Yes.
Jonathan Brooks or Algier?
Oh, man. Algier.
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt or Algier?
Ja'Cory.
Okay. So Ja'Cory and Alvin are the only 2 running backs you're taking that are above Algier at the 116 potentially. And then
like Alvin Kamara is like even that's probably the closest. Yeah. Like I could go back and forth on that a lot.
Now Algier is running back number 44. And then after him, you have Jonah Coleman, Tyron Tracy, Isaiah Pacheco, Chris Rodriguez, and Brian Robinson. Okay.
I think I'd rather have Tyron Tracy, to be honest.
That's fair because that makes sense because we don't know what happened with Cam. He's gonna get injured for sure.
Cam's one of those running backs that's like for sure missing time.
Right.
At some point.
But even after, we have Woody Marks and Tank Bigsby at the 51 and 52 running back as well, which is even further down. And I'm like, and then come on, I don't know, man. This is it's
Kamara's
tough.
Really weird because Kamara still I think this is like maybe like the last or second to last year that he has juice, but he was just fucked up last year, man.
Yeah,
Like he was
he
just
had
fucked up
nothing.
bad.
Yep.
He had like a broken rib, a broken hand. He
Yep.
was still playing through it, and the other running backs on the team were like way more hurt than he was.
Yep.
It was just like a kind of a dumpster fire there, but like I could see Travis Etienne and Alvin Kamara splitting.
Really, you could see them
touches.
splitting. I don't see them splitting touches. I see Alvin Kamara being the receiving back for sure, though.
Yeah, I mean, if they look, the thing is with the Saints, like in that situation, if they're smart, they put in a lot of two back looks.
True. Yeah.
Because like I'm a big guy. I'm like, hey, you just put your best players on the field and see what the hell happens. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you know, there's a Sonic and Knuckles, and then there's fuck. Who is it? Shadow.
Shadow had somebody.
Yeah, dude. Rogue the Bat. It doesn't really work as well, does it?
Shadow and Rogue.
Doesn't really work as well, huh?
Like Jack
No.
and Daxter.
Oh, I like that.
Like
Jack and Daxter.
and Ratchet
yeah.
and Clank.
Yo, do Ratchet and Clank. I mean, I can see Jack and Daxter.
Alvin Kamara. Let's just be honest. I feel like Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne would be more like Ratchet and Clank, but like
Yeah.
because Jack and Daxter has aura, where Ratchet and Clank not as much.
Well, wait, you don't. Okay, wait.
I don't care. I don't care that Ratchet and Clank has like a new game. Jack and Daxter is aura, bro.
Okay.
Jack and Daxter is that they're like the duo.
Gotcha.
Ratchet and Clank is kind of like I don't know.
So would you?
They're still good, but like
maybe we would put Jeremiah Love and Tyler Algier as Ratchet and Clank, and then Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne as Jack and Daxter because aura.
You think Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne has more aura than Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery?
No, but that's already Sonic and Knuckles. That's the most aura you could get.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah. And then I don't know. So we have yet to see a Ratchet and Clank then.
Correct. Yeah, we have yet to see a Ratchet and Clank. But maybe we will see Ratchet and Clank.
Well, maybe Ratchet and Clank was.
No, wait. No. Ratchet and
Bijan
Clank
and
was Bijan
Algier.
and oh.
And then, but now it's not there anymore. So we need a new Ratchet and Clank coming in.
Well, then it's got True, because it can't be. Well, you could, yeah, because then it can't be Algier and.
Unless it's Algier and Love.
No.
Maybe they're Ratchet and Clank.
Well, that's what I was saying, but now that you put it the way that you did, I'm like, it can't be Ratchet and Clank because they don't have that much aura. Because like, yeah, Jack and Daxter is still more aura, but
They don't have that much aura right now.
They don't, because it's the Cardinals. You can't have any aura.
They could be Jack and Daxter, maybe, and then we could move down. Travis Etienne and Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
I think that's the play. I think we eventually, if it happens, we have to move them down.
Yeah.
And also like Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne, like that couldn't actually pan out at all. We don't know. We have no idea. This is so early.
Yeah, it is. Well,
that's all I have for today.
That's really all I got too. Yeah, kind of a short one, but
But we've had like a couple like really long ones. So
yeah.
I think that's all for this week. There's probably gonna be a lot more news coming out of training camp. I'm interested to see what's coming out of the Giants because we're gonna be in this is week 2 of training camp, right? Next week.
Hold on.
Let's see what comes out of the Giants camp here.
We have breaking news from Jeff Passan. Jeff Passan. The Boston Red Sox are acquiring 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman in a trade with the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are fire selling their team.
Weird.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Are they for what? What are
That
they getting out of it?
we don't have any information on it yet.
All right. All right. Well,
Sorry. Anyway,
yeesh.
yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's it. Right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think so. That's all we got.
Um,
Next week is training camp week 2. Let's see if there's any stories coming out of there.
yeah.
Probably go into more timber stuff because I think we had like a league cup going on right now.
Yeah, we've got Leagues Cup going on. I will be at the game on Sunday against Club America. Yeah. Gonna be a good time.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well,
All
we'll
right.
see you guys in the next one. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. We'll see you later. And boom.